stop.
Hey guys, my name is Feelman and I'm taking over Human Music Academy Instagram today. Let me know if you have any questions about my tracks, my mixing tips, mastering tips, everything you want to know. Yeah. So we get through my track Never Stop out on Size Records. The session is just right here open. And then we go through how I do my mastering and how I do my mix. Some questions about you will hear lots of reverb during the takeover because I didn't put my acoustics panel yet because I am on a new studio. So yeah, I hope it will be okay for you. As you know, the track is a collaboration between Timorix, STV and me. So there is a lot of audio bounce sample in the session. So I will not be able to show you the virtual instruments. So let's start with the drop. I will start with the kick and the bass, and we start first the kick and all the percussion here, the drums first. So let's start with the kick and the percussions. Nothing on the kick, is completely dry without nothing. Second is the toms with the EQ and reverb. Then there is a little clap here with a SPLD verb to get off some reverb. There is more tail here, more wet now. Then some hi-hats and ride here. Nothing here particular, just reverb, EQ, and yeah, SPL Transcend Designer here. So about the bass line, here is the bass line here. 2-layer. So the first layer is this drop Feelman. It's Serum originally, and it's playing only everywhere except the low frequencies. So there is few elements on the track, this track. So tremolo to get some stereo effect, then some filters to get out low and high hands, and you see, and the pitch here. So the second layer had a more support role. He's playing mostly around the low frequencies, and at the same there is a tremolo for the stereo, and then a little boost on the sides. So this is all my plugin I used on the vocal to get it treated. So this for the stereo image, some pitch, again some reverb, overdrive. Then I use a little channel EQ to get off the low frequencies, then some pre-tech here to get some of the high hands, then another EQ, and then the L2. So after this little build up during the drop, we go through the second part here with this little synth. We'll show you now this. So that's the synth. I use a Nexus Alga 8000 with all these bad guys here. So I have another drive here to get the signal a little dirty, then a work around the high ends and the mid, then reverb, EQ again, pre-tech for the so there is an EQ P1 for the high ends, and then some reverb for this effect, you see. Okay, There is no sidechain on this synth because the synth is not playing around the low end, and I thought it's more badass without sidechain. There is no pumping effect, and I think it's better. With a sidechain, it sounds like this, so you can hear it. There is less impact on the synth, so I prefer it without it. So now the break. So I will go through all the elements, the chords here. There is a little pad, an arpeggiator, a bass, and some exhale. I will show this. So during the beginning of the break, there is two vocals that are from exhale, output, contact. I really like it. There is some more live ambient sounds. So the arpeggiator is played by Spire, and then I have a VEQ for the mid and some sample delay for the stereo image, a little reverb, and just cut here the frequency. So the main acts are the chords during the break here, and there is a lot of layer. So first is a P1 chord, then Nexus for some pianos, Anna for synths. Then there is a synth master for synths and some violins, staccato violins, and a piano to play in the low ends to support everything. Of course, there is a little sub done by Spire to support all the break with low ends. So now I will show you this part, the progressive drop here. So I will show you all the elements of the sub. So the drop sub is done by Massive here, and then there is a little percussion played by a Serum here, just to get some impact. Together it sounds like this. I don't know if you can hear it. On the progressive drop, there is this little vocal loop, sound like this on the drop. And I think it adds more energy to the drop. This vocal loop is done with exhale, cut loops, and I add a tremolo and a room, reverb. Let me know if you can hear this little vocal loops during the progressive drop, because I think it had a little bit something I really like on this part of the track. I forgot to tell you about the mix of the chords inside the break. So only high pass filters and a bus with all elements here. And SPL twin tub to get it dirty, and a little bit of high hands shaping, boosting here, and that's it. So here are all the plugins I use on the bus of the chords. So Effectric for phasing and reverb, VEQ for the mid, channel EQ to get the high and low outs, and SPL. So that's it about Never Stop. Let me know if you have other questions about the track. I could answer. The mastering of Never Stop was done by Wired Masters with a stems mastering, and now I will show you how I do my mastering. So I will show you how I do my mastering with a new track coming. This is a demo mastering that I used to send to labels and DJs, but it's working really nice. But when the track is signed, I always prefer to send it to a professional mastering guy who will hear my mistakes I did and will bring his fresh ears on the track. And I think it's good to have this. So here is this new track I've done with STV, so you can hear the drop. And I will show you how I do my demo mastering. So when I'm working on my mix and mastering, I always bring an analyzer and a bass meter for the dynamics, and I use a mono plugin to hear when it's mono, how it sounds, etc. So my demo mastering is pretty basic. I use the glue, bass control, some EQ, multi-band compressor, and 2 limiters here. So I always start with the glue, with the slow attack, fast release, and the threshold to get it, this effect pumping on the 4. Then on this track I use a QuickTech EQ P1A to boost a little bit of high hands here. I don't use it on every track, but on this one I used it. Then I use the Pro Q2 to get off the low ends just on the sides, and then some boost on the mid, and cut here this frequency. And after that I use a multi-band compressor with doing this job, so boosting the low ends, high ends, and little down on the mid. I use it to have more control on every range here. It's like a dynamic EQ, but with more control on the dynamic part of the... After that, I use a bass control to get everything below 150 Hz in mono. So I don't have to be worried about the low end frequency in stereo and stuff like that. So at the end of the chain I use 2 different limiters. The first one is the Pro L plus 2 3 dBs just for limiting the impacts, and the second one is the invisible limiter to make it louder, plus 2 dB as well. I always like to have my dynamics around 4 dBs, so I think it's nice like that. So the takeover is done. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have other questions I could answer. It was really fun to do this. Thank you, Human Music Academy, for this opportunity. And before I leave, I will show you my gear. So I use a Yamaha HS80, Cakewalk by Roland UA101, and I use EMU Xboard 49. And for all the mixing and mastering session, I always bring this headset by Bayer Dynamics. I really like the sound of this, and it's the reference I bring it everywhere. So that's the end of the takeover. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to contact me on my Instagram. I will put the link here. And yeah, bye bye.